and welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, nice to have you here. My name is Kat. On here we talk about style, fashion, shopping, life, stuff like that. Today we are doing a review, and look at this lady of the hour is back here, ready. She's ready. Back here we're doing a review of a Dillards collab. So this is actually a part 2. You do not need to watch part 1. There is some information in there that we might not cover here, and there are different items in part 1. So if you dig these, you want to see other ones, they're in part 1. The delineation between the two is I went into the store and tried on things. I actually went in before the release and got to try on all of the in-store items in my location. But these ones were not available because they were online exclusives, or they weren't available at my location where I was able to go do that try on. So I ordered these. We're going to try them on, and we're going to talk about them. So just know I'll be referencing some others that I tried on. So if you haven't watched that video, you can go watch that video. I will link it below. Speaking of linking things below, I'll link all of this stuff below for you as well. I will I won't send it. I'll drop it. I'll drop it in the box below. I will drop a link in the box below for you that will take you over to my LTK, where I will have all of these grouped together. So in that link, you can just look through, find the picture of the one you're interested in. It will take you directly to the site. Should you choose to purchase through those links, it does support the channel because they are commissionable links. So if you are going to buy and want to support the channel, that's a great and easy way to do it. As always though, absolutely no pressure to buy. If you're just here because you like my voice or you like looking at garments or something, please subscribe, hang out. I love that too. But again, if you are gonna buy, it means a lot. So thank you to all of you that do that. It really helps me both with motivation, but also just the practicality of creating this videos. Well, let's add more to the budget so that I can learn how to speak. Anyhow, so go buy some more. Thank you. Let's jump into it. This fabulous collab that I'm sure you saw in the title and the thumbnail, but we're going to say it again. It is at Dillards, so it is their in-house brand, Antonio Melani. They do collabs several times a year with different influencers, tastemakers, fashion people. And this one is with the Style Bungalow. She did one a year ago. I mean, now it was more like a year and a half ago, I think. But it was a fabulous collection. It was a really cool collab. And so I was so excited for this one, particularly the shoes, actually. And the shoes did not disappoint. I have several pairs of them to share with you. So we're going to start with the shoes today. And then I have a few items behind that coat. So the first pair of shoes, we're going to start with some flats, because flats are my favorite. Partially because I'm pretty tall, which might come in handy to know that if you haven't been here before. I am between 5'9" and 5'10", and so a lot of times I'm not really wanting to add a ton of height with heels, and so I love flats for that reason. And I love a flat that packs a fashion punch like a heel, if that makes sense. And I think the ones in this collection really do that. And just in general, if you've been around, you've heard me say it before, but I think I need to say it even more honestly, because the more that I shop at Dillards, their shoes are so good. They're so good. Yeah, gosh. And they have a big shoe sale as well. I'll actually drop a link to, I have a video where I talk a bit more specifically about their semi-annual sale and how there's a lot of shoes that you can shop from at that time, both in-store and online. And I got some tips from one of the associates at one of the stores that I go to a lot about that sale. So if you're interested in Dillard's shoes, then check that out. But I think you should be interested in Dillard's shoes. I think that they are extremely wearable. They're very comfortable. I think that they're well made and practical. They're made out of nice materials that are going to hold up. Like nothing flimsy, nothing weird, but I never find them to be uncomfortable either. I feel like they actually know what people's feet are like. I think sometimes there are shoes that look really cute, but perhaps they're cutting corners to have a cooler fabrication or a cooler shape or something like that, and then they aren't all that wearable. I think Dillard's shoes are extremely wearable. Again, this is the in-house brand Antonio Melani with the Style Bungalow. And so these ones are navy. They've got this nice sort of almond toe. It's got a bit of a point to it. And then we've got this fabulous bow on here. I love a good structured bow like this. I think that's so classic, so fun. Again, this is a really nice mule shape. I think that it covers your foot nicely, very comfortable. Your toes aren't going to slip out or anything like that. And for me, I'm a pretty consistent mule wearer, but I don't find that they're hard to keep on my feet. I think sometimes I have encountered mules where it's like a skill issue. And then there's others where they have not made them for human feet. These ones, I think you need a little bit of the skill just because they are a mule. You do kind of have to like grip them, but nothing crazy. If this is the first type of this shoe that you ever buy, I think you'll be happy with it. It doesn't fight you, if that makes sense. So it's cool. It's got this sort of like, it looks kind of like wood. I believe it's called moire. Really nice on the bottom. And as you can see, I got the 10 in these. So I would say at the moment, my shoe size realistically is probably a 10.5. But in a shoe like this, it's probably a 10. So these are very true to size. They also come in a pattern. So they come in, so beyond that, actually, they come in this pattern that I'm about to show you, but they also come in gosh, what color even is it? It's kind of between a tan and a chartreuse. I'll put a picture up for you. It comes in that color. But I also got these, and I want to show you the box. These boxes are really nice. They do put a little bit of extra effort, I think, into these. So this is the same mule. Let's unpackage them. Here they are. Aren't these chic? I think these are so cute. So if you're looking for something that's going to go with everything, you can go with those navy ones or the other ones that I mentioned. If you're looking for a bit more of a statement shoe, they have got you covered. So again, with the bow, these stripes, this kind of pattern doesn't usually speak to me all that much, but it is gorgeous in person. I said this in the other video as well. There's just something about this. It has the littlest bit of a sheen to it. It's sort of like a, what word am I thinking of? It's like a cotton sateen. It's like a cotton sateen, which is really lovely. I think it's a very, not fancy, but like rich looking fabric. And yeah, I really like these. So here's the bottom of these. Pretty, but they really are. So there are several things in the collab in this same print. So you could do a matchy moment, which is my favorite thing in the world. I love it. And I am so torn on these. I need you to comment below. I am so torn on whether or not I should keep these. I really like them, but I'm not totally sure. I told myself that if I was going to keep one of the items that came in this print, I would definitely keep these, but I'm not sure I will. And so I don't know, do I need these? Drop a comment, let me know. Let's talk about the heels. So if you are a heel wearer, these have a relatively high heel and are still quite comfortable. That is another one of the reasons that I really like Antonio Melani in particular, but so many of the things from Dillards really fall into that category. So to keep your bow nice and puffy in transit, there are these little styrofoam things, so you'll just want to remove that. And I found that they kept them in the store as well because they keep them completely boxed up, of course, until you try them on and take them. So it is this fun raffia, and it's like treated, so it is going to hold up pretty well. Also, it does say here So we've got fabric upper, leather sock lining sole, made in China. So nice pointed toe, very pointy. Got the same bow that I'm just obsessed with. And yeah, the sort of treated, it's like, listen, right? So it's kind of waxy in a way, like smooth, which makes me feel more comfortable about actually wearing them somewhere and not feeling like it's going to fall apart. So I love that. I think it's a beautiful color. It's absolutely one of the colors of the season. So if you're looking for something, maybe you've gotten a couple of things in this sort of brown color and you need something to go with it, here it is. Absolutely love it. And yeah, as I said, it's a pretty high heel, but the pitch is good. It's well designed. It's pretty comfortable. So if you are a heel wearing person, I think you're going to think that these are quite comfy. They are just very practical. I think this is something that you could wear to work. You could wear this to a party. In this one as well, I got the 10. In a heel like this, a 10 is appropriate for me. So also fits true to size. Cool news, this one also comes in a print. Let's take a look at it. You guys, look at it. Look at it. But really, look at it. So obviously it matches our friend back here. So chic, very retro, very fun. You know, I love a silhouette like this. I love a heel like this. I love a classic like this. I think that it's just really fun, really gorgeous. Kind of has like a Parisian meets Americana kind of historical vibe for me that I feel like is very, or at least that's how I would style it, right? Like I feel like that's easy to pull out of items like this. So again, exact same shoe. I find them to feel very similar when I wear them. I also got the 10 here. And yeah, super comfy. It's nice that it's got a little bit of grip, nothing wild. So you could put a different sort of sole on here if that was of concern to you. So this is a different fabric than this, but it's the same print, just to be clear. So this one is like, gosh, I'll tell you what the fabrication on this, but this feels more like drapery kind of fabric, if that makes sense. This is, I mean, it's a coat, so like obviously it's heavier, but the matching set, it's a top and skirt set that I did get. It also is in this heavier sort of fabric. This is more like a classic cotton, or it feels kind of like a calico, if we still call it that. Beautiful print. Just an absolutely beautiful shoe. I think they do a nice job with the print. Like, look, they've actually, see the seam here? They've matched the print. And I think at this price point, you would not always get that. And I feel like that is really what you're paying for here. Plus, these consistently go on sale. So you can buy it right now if you have a place to wear it. You want to wear this for the holidays. You're going to take a trip. You want to wear it on your date and look amazing. Please grab it now. If you are like, I love that, but I do not need this next week, you can wait and it will go on sale. So your size may not still be available, and it's a little trickier in shoes. So I would watch it, like check in, maybe save my post on LTK, check in every once in a while to see like, you know, is my size still available? But generally, they'll drop the price twice. So there'll be a price drop and then a final price drop. With shoes, my advice to you, if you can afford it after the first price drop and you think that's a fair price, I would get it then. Unless if you track it for a while, you might get a vibe, like maybe you wear a 7, maybe 7's always left at the second price drop. If you start to notice that, then maybe you can be a bit more lax with it. But I find that my sizes do start to sell out early on. And I find that the sizes that they have left over, to be honest, are the really small ones. So if you're really small, if you wear a really small size, you might have more in the sale than I do. But For the most part, I would recommend most people at that first price drop. If your size is there, if you're sure you want it, if you feel good about that price, grab it. I've got one more. I've got one more for you. Kickball change. Okay. But this was one that I knew I had to have. This one to me, and I don't mean this as a critique because I bought it and it was one of the ones that for me was an obvious one. That I'm like, I absolutely need that. Feels confusing for the season. I'll say that. Again, an observation, not a critique. Obviously, I didn't feel the seasonal thing with this one. I think because of the color. This feels like this could be any time of the year, but this does feel more autumnal than this guy. They are this same sort of treated raffia material. It's just the color that doesn't scream autumn to me, but that's okay. Not that you can't wear it in the fall. Obviously you can. I went with the 10 in these also. But honestly, the reason that I picked these up, these were the first ones that I was sure I wanted. You can wear this in the fall, but I think I would get a ton of use out of this in the spring and summer. I love a good resort look, and these would be fabulous for that. We have the shorter heel on this, and I like that a lot. You can see on here like some slight inconsistencies with how they've cut it. Are you getting like an $800 shoe? No. But are you getting like the idea and the vibe of a luxury shoe? I think so. I really do. I think that the concept is nice. Something I've said before about these collabs is that a lot of times conceptually, they are well beyond what the Dillards house brands usually puts forth. Dillards tends to bring a lot of things that are very wearable and very practical for their customers' lifestyle. And something that I think is cool about these collabs is that it takes it just a little bit further than that and takes a lot of references from vintage pieces or from luxury, from higher designer stuff. The thing is that at this price point, it is still cheaper than you would pay for those things. So you're not going to get a full luxury product at the department store price, but you are going to get the concept for less. And it is going to be truly wearable. I'm going to keep this in my closet forever. I love this, and I will wear this as long as I can. Moving on to the clothing. So I'm going to take this sweater off, and I'm just wearing Target leggings and a tank top, but I'm going to throw on this coat so that you can see it. Here it is. I love this. I love this collar. I love these buttons. There's a lot to love. So they are fabric covered buttons in this same fabric in the cream. They've got the fun personalized hang tags for everything in these collabs. I think that's such a cool touch as well. Each one is different. So this one is unique to the Style Bungalow. I think touches like that are really cool and really unique and fun. So this is a pretty long coat. Buttons are tough. Buttons are tough. Buttons are tough. It's hard to undo buttons. I love fabric covered buttons. Back when I used to do lots of stuff on Etsy, I used to sell some fabric covered buttons. And I was like, man, I wish my job was fabric covered buttons. Now I'm glad it's not. But anyhow, here it is. Here's the lining. It's got this cool structure in the back. And yeah, this lining is this fun, it's got the tiniest bit of stretch. It's sort of got like a silkiness to it. Oh, and I told you I would say the fabric makeup on this guy. Oh, you got an extra button in here. We love that. Okay, so shell is cotton, 98% cotton, so what I would guess, 2% elastane. Lining is polyester. Gotta dry clean this guy when you clean it, which is pretty easy and standard for a coat, because like, how often are you doing it? that, right? You can probably justify it if you're open to dry cleaning in general. Anyhow, cute. So cute. So I actually read a post from the Style Bungalow. She was talking about, her name is Stephanie from the Style Bungalow, was talking about how a vintage Dior coat actually inspired this, and I totally see it. I'm like, oh, that's the vibe that it gives me. And it's nice. Like, I want to say it's a formidable coat. Makes it seem like it's going to fight you. I don't think it is. But yeah, love this collar. The buttons go all the way up, which I also love. I feel like that's super fun. Pop a little brooch on here. That would be super chic. Nice pockets. The pockets have that same like slightly stretchy lining. It does have a little bit more stretch. It's got a little bit of stretch, this lining. It's interesting. It's really nice. It makes for something really comfy. Like I don't know why I want to say, I could stack boxes in this. I don't know why I would, but I could. So here it is. So again, I'm like 5'9.5", and this is going all the way down to my calf. Like this is a true midi. Like this is a full length coat. Or like just a little bit short of it. But I think on a lot of people, it would be a very dramatic moment. I love the placement of the print. I like that it gets more sparse as we go. It feels like just this super fun, like falling leaves kind of autumnal thing, but with these flowers, which I think makes it very fun and wearable for a lot of seasons. I think this would translate really nicely to spring, especially if you paired it with a lot of cream. I think that would be really gorgeous, or maybe some color as well would be lovely. As I mentioned, I did get the top and skirt that match it, so I will be doing a full matchy thing because I cannot not. But this would go with so much. I think this would be cool with jeans, like a fun wide leg jean, or a nice like straight leg, I think could be really cool. This obviously would be nice with either of those pairs of heels. I think you just have so many options with this. There's that. Let's take a look at the next special collaboration. This is the one with the stripes. Oh yes, and the size. The size, I went with a 12 in the coat, and I would definitely be able to layer it over some sweaters. Maybe not my bulkiest sweaters, but definitely some. I would say that is a true to size fit. Most of my coats are a 10 or a 12. So very true to size. In this guy, I went with a 12, and it is a striped set. So we've got a little A-line skirt, and then this cute top. And it is a set. It comes as a set. It comes like this. So they're both a 12, which I anticipate posing a bit of a problem for me. And so while I love the fact that the set saves you money, I think it's cheaper when they do it as a set. I think they would charge more if there were two pieces. But I tend to wear a different size on the bottom than I do on the top. I'm much smaller on the top than I am on the bottom, especially at the moment being postpartum, which I don't know if I mentioned yet in this video, but at the moment I am 5 months postpartum. So I would say I'm back to my usual size, but not really my usual shape. So I think I might be a little harsh on the skirt because I did have a C-section, and it still hurts. Even like 5-6 months out, it still hurts to have things that like press against here too much. So for that reason alone, I wish that I could have gone with a 12 in the top and probably a 14 in the bottom, but we'll check. Okay, such a cute little set. It really is. So there are other items in the collection that come in this same fabrication. So there's a dress that's a fun long dress, like a midi, almost maxi, even on me, pretty long, that I tried on in the other video. And then there's also a skirt that I tried on in the other video. This is our fun little two-piece set. If you really liked this print, it could be kind of fun to get this top and pair it with the other skirt that's like a maxi skirt. I think that could be a fun silhouette too. And I think that they did a good job thinking through that so that you could do some mix and match. As I anticipated, this skirt is too small for me, so I can zip it all the way up, and it's like comfy in that sense, but it's obviously a little tight, especially in that area that is still healing for me. And that I don't know exactly what size I'm going to want long term there, but it is so short. So even if I didn't have that going on, I do talk a lot about, like, I do have a larger butt measurement. I have a butt, excuse me. And so it's like, it's a scandal back there. I don't think I can show you. My butt is out. It is out. And so I would have to go with the 14. The top, however, is a perfect fit. That's really, really comfy. I'm wearing like an unlined sort of like bralette. And yeah, super comfy. Really nice. Like, this wouldn't rub at all. It's not pulling at all. Perfect fit. So for me, the top, perfect with a 12. Usually I would wear a 12 on top, sometimes a 10, sometimes 14. I guess I have a couple of 8s in my closet, but it's not the size I would reach for at the moment, especially with the breastfeeding journey. That's changed things a little bit there. But yeah, usually like 10, 12. And so 12, perfect. That's exactly what I would expect to wear in Antonio Melani. So that's very true to size. I would say the skirt's pretty true to size. It just isn't working for me. So I wish that I could get the 2 different sizes. But so yeah, I will be sending this one back, which is a real shame because I think it's very cute. And I would love the top with other things. But for me, it's not, I can't justify buying the entire set for just the top. So I'm not going to do that. So let's look at this other set. Let's not look at my butt though. Okay. So then we have this one. I think this one looks so luxe, expensive, fancy, very fancy. This one is also a 2-piece set. So we have got this long pencil shaped skirt and then this fun, very retro kind of top. So, oh, and the skirt has a tie on it as well. For this one, I also went with a 12. Let's take a look. Okay, so this one suffers from the same problem, unfortunately, where this top, perfect fit. Absolutely love it. I think it's really cool. Love this dart here. I love this shape. Again, I think it's interesting without being overwhelming. I think you could wear this a lot of places. I love the texture of this. It feels much more luxe than I think it even is. What is the fabric on here? Well, this fabric is 70%, why can't I say that? 70% polyester, 30% wool. I can tell that it's wool, but I wouldn't say it's scratchy. But if you're very sensitive to those things, you might think this is scratchy. And I am sensitive to them, but like, I could handle this. I could handle this for like an evening out, or I don't know if I'd wear it to work though. I think it might be a little distracting, but really cute. I think this is a great neckline. You could put a lot of different necklaces on here. Here's the problem. I don't know what's going on here. I think we need to call the police because this is a crime. So again, we will let the postpartum period take some of the blame for this, but I also think that there's some rough stuff going on with the skirt for me. So there's no stretch in this, which is fine. I do think, again, if I were to size up by 1, or in this one with this situation, maybe I'd need to do by 2. But it feels so tight around my hips, and that is my butt. Like, I don't have very wide hips. I'm sort of like a straight up and down kind of silhouette. And so, yeah, the butt is just stealing all the fabric. And so there's no stretch. Like, I wouldn't be able to sit. I wouldn't be able to drive, nothing like that. I think if I sized up by 1, I'd be okay. I think if I sized up by 2, I'd probably be able to move around a lot better. The problem is then suddenly this is going to be the largest top I've ever owned. And so I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. I think sizing up by 1, I think the top would still be acceptable. And if it were my favorite set of all time, I would do it and then consider getting the top tailored down. But yeah, so this tie situation, so let me show you what's going on. So like the way that it's cut, there's just like a thing here and you tie it like as the final closure. So I think for me, like a year from now, I might feel differently about this. I don't know. I can't anticipate exactly what's going to go on with like healing from that surgery and stuff like that. But I know there's plenty of people without that experience that their shape is just going to be very uncomfortable in this. So it just, I don't know. Unfortunately, I feel somewhat disappointed by this one. And I had really thought I would keep it, and I just don't think so. And again, like it zips up in the back too. And when I zip it, this is fine. So like this feels good. It's just whatever's going on here. Not ideal. I don't love that. Here's the back of everything. And yeah, it's just really tight on the butt too. Like, I don't know. And also there's like a vent that needs to be cut in the back of the skirt. So I can't even walk. Like when I go to take a step, I'm like, whoa! And that's also a problem. What was that? But yeah, I don't know. Cool idea. I wish they were sold as separates. I think if they were sold as separates, I'd be saying something very different to you right now. And so, I don't know, maybe it's something to do with them keeping in budget for the capsule as a whole or something like that. Totally respect that. They've got to do what they've got to do. But Dillards, if you're listening, I think you should sell them separately. I think that in future ones, I would rather have less overall pieces and more ability to mix and match the pieces. So, and Dillards, when you call me for my collab, that's what we'll do. Okay. Super fun stuff. Sorry to end on one that did not work for me, but again, look at that coat. Look at that coat. I also have some other videos up. They have another collab for holiday going on. I believe that video just went live. There will be a part 2 to that one too. So if you like this kind of thing, make sure you're subscribed. If you like this kind of thing, go follow me on LTK and Instagram, because there are sometimes things over there that aren't here. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I will see you next time. Bye.